from now on.
That guy's too funny, man. What's up, internet? How's everybody doing? Hopefully I turned that on correctly. It's Thursday. Let me fix all this shit around. Uh-oh. That was a playlist? Sneaky playlists. Anyway, how's everybody doing? My name's Eris. It's Thursday. You're watching ATP Live. I'm joined, as usual, by Rip. How's it going, Rip?
Good.
And Ricksta. What's going on, amigo?
Yeah.
What's the matter,
It's
man?
too damn hot.
Is it the heat?
Nothing. It's just hot as hell.
Yeah, it's crazy hot.
It's been
dude.
100 degrees no matter where I went today.
In my room, it's 97.
You guys don't have AC?
My AC is like U-turn from my room.
Oh, shit. It's got to go around the bend, huh? Bummer.
Yeah.
Got to drive around the cul-de-sac and shit.
Yeah,
Shit.
my room's kind of rough like that too, but it's not too bad. But what I have noticed is that when you're out and about driving, the heat fucks with people's driving skills. And I was crossing the street on the way to the gas station just now, and I almost got ran over. And it's like, it's because of the heat. Everyone goes nuts, you know?
Oh, man. Okay, so no lie. When I was driving to work today, I'm driving behind these two cars, and it's a red light. And I'm like, so one car's a little bit ahead of the other, and that car just drives by that red light so casual.
I'm telling
right?
you, man. I'm
And then the
serious.
other car right behind it just drives by that red light
Damn!
so casual. And I'm like, am I getting trolled? Like, do I need this? Like, are they waiting for me to drive
Yeah,
by?
that would be
and
tight
then
if you
pull me
did
over?
it too. Like, fuck it. Why not?
I was thinking about. I was like, man, dude, it's like just fuck the red light. But I was like, I'm getting trolled. Like,
No,
there's a
dude.
cop somewhere. Just
Hell
like,
yeah. Those are all cops. Those first two guys were cops. Everyone's a cop. That's what you gotta pretend like when you're driving. And they're everywhere. They're in the trees. They're everywhere. But yeah, the heat's fucking everything up, man. Old people, polar bears, fucking everyone. The neighbor's dog can't stop barking. The neighbor can't stop barking because there's a soccer game on, and man, they get crazy for the football. They love the football. Anyway,
Where are they from? Do
What
they
do you
say
mean?
it like that? I mean, have you heard them say football like that?
well, no, I was saying it like that because that's how they say it on Telemundo.
No, that's not how they say it on Telemundo. But okay, go
How
on.
do they say it on Telemundo?
no.
They don't go football.
What do they
Football.
say?
Huh? They call it football.
No, they don't.
Yep.
They definitely don't call it
how
football.
they
You have to say it like Gundam. You can't say it like Gundam.
Football.
You gotta go, Gundam.
Boy, you know what? Whatever. Who gives a fuck? The
Yeah.
point is that the heat is out of control. Anyway, so there's all kinds of interesting stuff to talk about, especially later on in the show because there's some Tekken related, gameplay related stuff I want to get to later on. So that stuff is really interesting to me. But there's a bunch of things that we got to tackle before we get to that. First things first. So we know about Strong Style. We've been talking about it for several weeks now about how dope it's going to be and how excited we are. A bunch of surprises in store. Mainly, we've all talked about this already. The biggest draw to Strong Style being the international competition. Bronson already stated that he has huge plans this time around to bring a lot of Euro players and Japanese players, perhaps some that we've never seen in America before. And who knows what else he has in store, blah, blah, blah. But one of the things that's extremely important, especially to me, but I think I'm surprised that Bronson even, he's such a, he's one of those guys that, like, he's such a bitch, but, he's a good guy. So you can't help but like him. But, man, he's like he's such a bitch. It's like there's no other way to put it, But, it was very kind of him and gracious and selfless of him to arrange for there to be a fundraiser for Flying Wonky, who, in case you don't know who Flying Wonky is, I mean, if you like Tekken and you're into Tekken in the way where you go for supplemental material, like you're looking for matches and you're interested in tier lists and things like that, you have in some way benefited from this guy. He has been updating not only Tekken Zaibatsu, but also avoidingthepuddle.com with just really hardcore, good, solid content for I don't even know how long now. I'm talking about, Japanese translations, interviews with Japanese players, translations of opinions on tier lists, on sidestep tier lists, charts, lists, just endless, countless, interesting shit that involves Tekken Tag 2. Not to mention, he has a YouTube video with just like YouTube channel, with countless hours of footage from Japan that he gets off of Nico Nico Video and all kinds of shit. I mean, this guy really is one of the silent pillars of the Tekken scene as we know it. Without him, we would not be around. So obviously, Bronson has recognized this and has put together this fundraiser, and I think it's a brilliant idea, and he very much deserves it. So I am 100% all for it. I think it's a great idea. The only hiccup is that he lives in Australia. And so they're trying to get him over to Strong Style which is in NorCal. He's in Australia. It's going to be a hefty ticket. I think they said it's going to be $1,700, which is what they're trying to raise. If for some reason we don't end up getting that goal amount, everyone will be refunded if he does not make it to Strong Style. But I think this is a really cool effort, not only to do what I think Wonky deserves, but secondly, I think it's really it shows a lot about Bronson as a human. I mean, when you first get to know him and meet him, it's hard to believe he's even of this species. But I'm very impressed with him that he's, putting that together. And, if you guys are interested in helping with that, there is a post. You're looking at it right now. It's on avoidingthepuddle.com where you can find links on if you want to, shoot a few bucks over to that guy and help him get to Strong Style. I think that would be really cool.
Wow, that's like the one post you've made on that
Yeah, I know.
website. That's
Yeah,
like
it is.
Wonky didn't even make that post.
There's
I was
something-
really expecting it to be from Wonky.
Oh, there's something funny about this. I made the post, and almost immediately after I made the post, I got an email saying that my post has been edited, and he edited it and fixed all this shit. So the one post that I've made in like God knows how long, that's not just this show, I fucked it up. And God knows what he's thinking. Like, oh boy, this moron can't even make one post. So anyway, yeah, this guy, I mean, a lot of the time people don't realize. They think, oh, it's avoidingthepuddle.com. Aris made the post. So you guys got to pay close attention. He's pretty much doing all that translating on his own. It's, it's pretty, he deserves it. Long story short. So check it out if you can. Check that out. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, which is kind of fucked up to me, is... So I didn't even know that this fucking tournament happened, first of all, which is like a diss to the tournament organizers. But what is the tournament even called that Majin went to and won, first of all?
Ultimate Tournament.
Okay, Ultimate Tournament happened, and I didn't even know it happened. And then I found out that Majin won, and we were supposed to talk about it on the show, but I didn't remember. It slipped my mind, especially considering I've been traveling to weird-ass places, that I've never been to. I totally did not mention that Majin, who was sponsored by KIT, Kumite in Tennessee, which is a tournament series, flew all the way out to France, which is not really that significant, until he fucking wins. So he won in France, which is pretty impressive. Rip, you've gone to Ultimate Tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first things first, why didn't I know about it? I mean, is it really not that big of a deal?
No, it's in Europe. It's a fairly big tournament. It's only Tekken, and it's generally about 100 plus people that show up for it. So it's kind of like the Strong Style of Europe, in my opinion.
Okay.
And they do bring over international guests. It's that same kind of concept. They usually bring over. They try to bring people from Japan and/or Korea. This year, I think they're supposed to bring over people from Korea, and it didn't work out. And then for Japan, I think they had some issues with people they wanted to bring. I really don't know the full details about it, but it was the same thing. Like Bronson and I were also invited, and we were about to go, and we ended up falling through. So I think Majin is who we recommended to go after that. You know what I mean? Because they wanted to bring over new players. They like showing their local European scene, the international competition from around the world. So rather than us going again, which would have been the third time in 4 years or 5 years, we figured it'd be better if someone else went. So Majin went this time, and he got first place. Congrats. I think second place was Harry Potter, and I think third place was Malekith.
Yeah, I heard about that. These are phantom matches that I haven't seen. I assume they're available somewhere. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna say. So the reason
maybe
you don't
it's
know
on
about
Flying Wonky's site.
Dude, you know what? I think it might be.
Wait a minute
I think
here.
it might
Hold on, internet. Let's that's not boom.
Is it really there?
Yes.
God.
You see what I'm telling you, internet? You guys got to get this guy to Strong Style, dude. You have a question about the Tekken scene? The answer is on avoidingthepuddle.com. So
Yes.
yeah, check it out. Here we go. You can find the archives. We can watch that shit
Yes,
right now.
Eris, one more time. Why don't you know about this tournament?
I didn't know. Nobody told me. I had no idea about it because I guess the last few years you guys went and it was like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to Ultimate Tournament, and I'm not on Facebook, so I don't really catch this kind of stuff. Catch wind
But what
of it.
about why aren't you on your own site?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not on that either, I guess.
Well, you know, well,
The thing is, Wonky's updating so often.
Yeah,
You know,
I
I
know,
missed
I
that
know.
one.
no, you know what though? Like, I didn't even know it was happening on Facebook. Like, the only time I found out of it, I actually had to look on Tekken Zaibatsu to
See?
find any information on
Yeah,
it.
and this is kind of a knock on their tournament. They run
Yeah.
a really great event. They so part of the thing is part of the great event is that the pools are round robin, which is why Strong Style is going to be doing round robin pools this year. That
Mhm.
idea is coming directly from Ultimate Tournament.
Okay.
So they have all these good ideas, but their streaming has always been like a little bit behind the times. Like pre-tournament, they release these cool trailers. They got like all the CGI shit happening, whatever, and
Yeah.
it's all cool. But then when it comes to the actual tournament,
Mhm.
let's say, so
Prominently,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. I mean, like it's not featured. Like it's on TZ, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe they need to like. I feel like the videos always come out after the event's done. It's not like, hey, we're going live. You guys need to watch.
So it
this
is a lot
now.
like Strong Style.
It's a lot. It's a lot like Strong Style. Maybe that's where Bronson's getting all his ideas.
Yeah, really. Huh, interesting. Well, I mean, from my perspective, I was thinking to myself, it's odd that I didn't know about it. This kind of thing usually makes a lot of buzz. Maybe it's because there weren't any high-profile Korean or Japanese players this year. But I know El Negro was there.
Yeah.
I think he plays top 8 somewhere. Like you
plays-
mentioned,
yeah.
Harry Potter was there, and then Majin, of course, won. And as far as I know, in previous years, what's the best an American player has done there?
Anakin has won. Anakin won. I'm pretty sure. Wait, did Anakin win? I'm pretty sure Anakin won.
I don't know.
But that was like that was like Tekken 6 maybe, or Tekken 5.
It was a couple years ago. It was 6 at least. Yeah, it was definitely 6 at least. Because I think the year we went I got 4th, and then above me was like Sunchip, Malgu, and Nobi.
That
and then
year,
the
who
next-
beat Bronson?
Everybody.
That year, I don't remember. Like, I don't even know where Bronson got. I think all the Americans went. That year was crazy. I think it was like me, James, Bronson, Way Gamble,
What?
yeah, and someone else too, Fab. Yeah, so it was like the 5 of us went, and I think we all got top 16.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, we did fairly well overall, but top 3 was still the Koreans and Japanese. And then the next year, I think, pretty sure Anakin won. The following year, Americans again fell short. I think that was the year that Fab lost to the Italian Julia player. What's his
Bodhi.
name? Bodhi.
I
Yeah,
love that guy.
yes, that was as good as America did that year. And then now this year, Majin won.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the thing is, I think you're right. I think Ultimate Tournament needs to step up their, relevance game. I don't know what the problem is, but I should have really seen a lot of buzz about this. Maybe it was I don't know what the problem was, but it really was like a stealth type of tournament.
Yeah, it might be the venue internet because I know that they've been at the same venue multiple years,
Oh.
and I think the internet there might not be good. But it's like it's in Paris, and I don't know that it's cheap to get a venue elsewhere very easily. So I think they probably have a really good deal where they're at, and it's kind of like a for the players that come kind of deal. And
Yeah.
so I think it's very much like Strong Style actually.
Okay,
more I think about
fair
it.
enough. Well, either way, the point of the matter is that we sent an American player over there and he won, which is great news to me. I love that. So huge congrats to Majin for really defending the U.S. I like that a lot.
Is he coming to Evo?
He was there last year. He was on the show, and he said if Tekken was there, he'd be there. He has even though he says that he has like some gripes with the tournament, he mentioned that he didn't like the pad thing. He mentioned that fuck, I just dropped something. I hope I didn't break it. He said that he didn't like the 2 out of 3 thing, but his attitude, in every other aspect, seems to be very prolific. Like he's like, even though I don't like these things, I still will go. If they have Tekken, I love Tekken, so I don't want to speak for him, and I don't recall exactly what his answer was, but if
Right.
I recall correctly, he said he would go. So
Yeah.
if he could,
That-
of course.
Because he won SoCal Regionals. Now
Yeah.
he's won Ultimate tournament, and if he's going to Evo and Anakin's also going to Evo, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, definitely. I think I have a feeling he would go because he's performing so well under the KIT sponsor. I mean, of
Yeah.
course, his sponsors are going to want to send him to Evo, and if they're gonna, I'm pretty sure. Basically, I'm pretty sure you can expect to see Majin at Evo and probably Strong Style as well. I mean, dude, he's a contender for a top
Yeah.
level player in the country. So it's something that I think that definitely deserves mention, and it slipped my mind. It happens. Ginkgo biloba or whatever it is. Anyway, so that's one thing I wanted to talk about.
Hmm.
Another thing that happened this past weekend was, I'm always into rules. I'm always into tournament organization and stuff like that. And I overheard that during the Capcom Pro Tour, which is something going on for Street Fighter, and it's being like basically hosted and funded by Capcom. It's an official event. For the Street Fighter tournament at ECT, which transpired last weekend, what ECT stands for, I think, East Coast Throwdown, they had an issue again with people moving and floating different players around. Now, I don't know the exact details. I assume, Ricky, you do. Can you fill me in on what exactly happened?
Well, basically, after pools, in the first round, both Ricky and Justin, EG guys, they weren't supposed to play each other, but if they both won their matches, which they were kind of expected to, they'd play each other in the second round. So I think it was Long Island Joe. I think he said he saw that and he moved Ricky. He swapped him with someone else in the upper bracket so that they wouldn't play each other there.
That early.
Yeah, that's what Joe says. There's something else. Someone said that I think it was Hanzo Gonzo that might have said that he heard
That's
that
gonna be
Ricky
legit.
asked for it. So I don't know.
Well, from what I've read on the internet, from SRK at least, on their news post about it, was that the players did not know about it at all.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Hanzo Gonzo says his inside source. So who the fuck knows? I mean, he probably just drank a gallon of Mountain Dew and jerked off, and then thought of that.
Probably.
So that's probably pretty tame for him.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then they got punished for it by Capcom.
Now that's the part that's the juicy part, the part that makes me give a shit. But before we get to that part, so we don't even know if the players really knew or not. It's foggy, right? I'm asking either.
I mean, yeah, we don't know.
I
Okay.
assume they didn't know, but maybe they did. We don't know. I mean,
Okay.
all I heard was that they didn't know.
Right. Well, the thing that makes this pertinent news to me is that Capcom stepped in and is now going to remove ECT at least next year. That's what I
Right.
read. At least next year from the Pro Tour, which is actually a huge, huge punishment if you think about it. Basically, they're pulling support of one of the major tournaments that we have in the U.S., especially for the East Coast. That is a huge slap on the wrist. That's a fucking, a kick on the wrist, So I don't know. I wonder. That's basically Matt Dahlgren, right? That made that
Right.
decision. So I understand the logic. He's in tune. He used to be a competitor, so I like that decision. I think that should be more. The thing is, the reason they intervened is because they're so involved with the tournament. I guess the moral of the story here for me is I wish Namco were not only more involved with more tournaments, but also had someone like Matt D. I guess they had Filthy Rich, but not anymore. But it's really
Yeah.
good to have someone on your side that knows what's important and what isn't.
Yeah, one more thing about Matt D.
Mhm.
I remember him from Golfland way back in the day. Like he
Yeah.
would come down, right? And so he was a Tekken player.
Yeah.
I knew that much, and now he's a Capcom, whatever. What I didn't know was that he also held Smash events,
Yeah.
like way forever ago. Like he would invite people to his house and like have these gigantic tournaments and stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Like that? If you guys watch the Smash documentary on YouTube, like he's in there and stuff. It's like what the fuck? This guy's like everywhere.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah,
remember
he
he
was a
used to wear those silver shirts, man. I mean, we
Yeah.
were kids, so yeah, he definitely has been around. But the key here is that he knows what he's talking about, and the players are in his mind, and that's really cool. I think people like Seth Killian, he also doesn't work for Capcom anymore. People like Filthy Rich, who doesn't work for Namco anymore. And then, we have Matt D here for Capcom. It's really good to have people like that who are directly involved with the companies that are supporting the tournaments, because the companies just see it as, okay, 5 grand, sure, we like our game, we like our community, we'll give them like, a nice pop bonus. But they just sign it off and they leave it in the hands of people who perhaps don't have the company's money's best interest in hand, in mind, so I don't know. That's something that I wanted to bring up that I really like and hope that happens more in the future, because it's really hard to. I've said it many times, and we've talked about it many times. There's no governing body. There's no like Jedi council that really can reprimand anyone. And it's cool that someone steps in and at least sends the message out that this kind of shit's fucked up and you can't do it. There is rationale behind it. I understand the rationale. We've talked about it. They don't want the heavy hitters to butt heads early to make for a more entertaining top 8. But I am always more supportive of the player rather than the viewer, and that really alters the bracket so much that I'm glad. I'm really glad that they made that decision. And I have nothing against ECT at all or Long Island Joe. All those guys are really cool. I've met many of them in person, but it's just unethical. I think it's unethical to do that.
I think part of the problem is that there's in all the fighting games, there's not really a seeding system. Because like in reality, if I don't know what that bracket looked like after pools, right? But if Jay Wong and Ricky O were like heavy favorites, and then the whole bottom half of the bracket looked like a bunch of jobbers, you know what I mean? Like it's like you're almost making the bracket more fair for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, but who's to say who the jobbers are?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. But I'm saying if you had a seeding system, then Ricky would have been on that bottom half where all the jobbers are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, but the other thing is that you don't know. Like maybe there was supposed to be really strong players in the top half of the bracket, where and maybe they just lost.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
Reseeding breaks up the Cinderella story basically. Like so,
I totally agree with that. But I'm saying part of the issue here is that we don't have a seeding system at all. You know what I mean? Which is why these changes even like are possibly coming up.
Well, I feel as though Ricky's right, because that's not the primary reason why these changes are coming up. We already have a seeding system that is not very mathematical. I mean, basically, you know who's good and you know who's not good, and you try and seed by skill level and region. But
right.
after that, he's right. The Cinderella story. I mean, these guys earned the upsets. They changed the history of the tournament by winning. So.
Right.
Taking that away at that point, I don't know if I totally don't think it's ethical at all. Even if you have logic behind your reasoning, I still don't like it. And
basically once you get past the polls, you shouldn't be touching it.
Yeah, I agree.
Is that what we're saying, right?
I completely agree with that. Anyway, the reason I wanted to bring that up is I really like that Matt D or whoever's decision it was is reprimanding them. Not only just for them, but it's a message for everyone else. Don't fuck around. This is a serious ordeal, and I like that.
I want to go further with that. Like, where did this come from, though? Because I remember my first hearing about it was from SRK. Mm-hmm. Like that Ian to the max, I think his handle is, posted on SRK about it, and then Capcom issued the response. Like, when did the floating thing become an issue?
I don't know. I mean, it's a matter of, okay, the tournament's happening at this time. Someone makes an executive decision saying that they want to float it. The tournament goes on. As it goes on, I'm sure people who are following the bracket are noticing, wait a minute, this match was supposed to happen and didn't happen. Buzz gets around. The tournament ends. I don't know what the timeline was, but you can imagine it's not going to go. People are going to notice. You can't just switch people around like that, especially two heavy hitters like Justin and Ricky, and expect no one's going to notice. So I'm sure it got time to get out. I'm sure by the time people found out, Matt D found out, then they got the okay on what they should. It takes time.
Yeah. The other thing is, I saw Chris G, he tweeted something about Capcom Pro Tour. He's like, is it just me or does it seem like no one cares about Capcom Pro Tour? Like none of the pros care, And I was like, what the hell does that mean? And then I saw responses. Chris G.
Okay.
Right. And then a lot of the people responded saying yeah, well, I feel like I'm so behind in the point system, there's no point in me even trying for it anymore, kind of deal, So it's not like there's some the system itself needs to be fleshed out going on in further seasons. But I feel like the current pros are just I don't want to say they're crapping on this what do you call it? This idea from Capcom, you know what I mean? This new pro tour that they're
Mhm.
making for these pros, and these pros are like, yeah, whatever, no one cares. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's such a wrong attitude to have. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, us Namco supporting us, and imagine us being like, whatever, just a Namco tour. You know what I'm saying? Like that would just
Well, I
like
mean,
incomprehensible.
man, that's funny that you say that because that is what the Tekken players do too. It's really kind of sad, but basically you're gonna get that no matter what. I don't know why, but no matter what, you're gonna get that. Namco is, like, okay, whatever tournament Namco supports, you always get a huge group of people talking shit on the event because of some reason or another. It's unfortunate, but this is really another case of why we have to have good communication between the parent company and the scene so that a good liaison like Matt D will be able to sift through the this move is ass kind of moron statements and get the quality opinions and apply them, so really I mean it's really hard to throw an event that everyone is happy about. Think about those oh man, think about like the Tekken Tag 2 Arcade National, the one that Naps won.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
that is an amazingly incredible event thrown by Namco, supported by Mad Cats. I mean, a lot of cool stuff happened there. But
Mhm.
man, the hate that shit got because it was in Southern California, or what about all of these other tournaments? I could list a million of them that
Yeah.
Namco has directly been involved with. And, they got a lot of flack. None of that attitude is always bad. It's
Mhm.
always bad. You're shooting yourself in the foot if you like the game. If you don't like the game, then good shit. Like you've accomplished your mission. You're a troll. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a matter of communication and having a good liaison, like Matt D or Seth Killian or Filthy Rich. Do you have anything to add about that, Ricky?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think they just did a good job. I mean, taking I feel like there should have been maybe a punishment. Well, actually, you can't even really punish anybody in that sense,
If
except
they
for the
didn't know,
tournament.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I
It's
mean, but who knows? I mean, if Ricky did ask for it, then like Hanzo said, and I mean, I don't want to discredit Ricky or Hanzo. We don't know. It's a he said,
right.
she
Yeah.
said type of thing. So it's tough.
Yeah, but
There's
even if
no.
Ricky asked for it, and even if whoever asked for it, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's not something you can ask for. It's like asking for $1,000,000 and being like, "All right, cool." You can't just
Yeah.
ask for that, you know?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, but I mean,
it
you
ain't,
shouldn't
it
be
ain't
able
Have
hard.
a
to.
$1,000,000, Rick.
You
No,
shouldn't.
no, I
That's
can tell
not
you no.
that's not a question that a player should be able to feel like they can ask. And
Top
now we
player
know. I mean, look
top
at the
player
result.
privileges, dude.
Yeah, I guess that's how it works.
Yeah, you remember Neo and F Champ? They asked to get swapped too because they had to play each other
Yeah.
first round. I think final round or something. So
Hmm.
people are gonna ask for it because they feel like they can.
Yeah, I guess so. I,
And
I guess.
the only way to stop them is to be like no, and then smack them on the hand. And like,
Dude,
Or
that reminds me of my final round pool, man. Because I wanted to ask, like, what the fuck? Because like I looked at my pool, like, and then I wasn't so mad about it. I was like, I can get out of this pool, which I didn't. But I looked at all the other pools, and I was like, this is bullshit. Like come on. Anyway, that's my
Yeah,
rant.
the thing is, the reason that the players feel like they can ask the organizers is because the organizers don't have someone above them who they're scared of.
Yeah.
The organizers feel as though they are the man, the top.
Mhm.
You're at ECT, this is my house. I make the decisions. They have to realize that it's not your house if someone is paying for the house. It's someone else's house, you know? And they got to be okay with your decisions before you make them, So I think that's the big lesson to learn here. I think it's a good idea for all tournament organizers to learn from other people's mistakes, just like it's good to learn from other people's mistakes in any aspect of life. So this is an interesting event. I think the thing that makes it substantial is the actual intervention by Capcom and the reprimand. Like that's a huge one. I mean, it's kind of rough that they're. Who knows if there will even be an ECT next year, right? I mean, that's a huge hit.
they'll be an
I think
ECT.
they
I
could
mean,
run, but they just want to have the Capcom Pro Tour points.
yeah, it's no big deal. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I hope they'll be fine because the downside of this could be that what if, because of that, people are more interested in other tournaments because there is no points and this tournament fails in the future. So
Yeah, and going off what you're saying now, like if Capcom Pro Tour is an annual thing and this year is just a kickoff and next year gets much bigger, then that could be much
yeah,
more
e-
catastrophic.
Exactly, and I would imagine just because of the way the way it was written, the statement of how you will not be included next year. That's pretty much like, see you guys next year. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it's a secret at this point. They want this to be a Capcom Pro Tour every
Right.
year, legit
Hmm.
thing. You know what's kind of interesting about that? I heard that the reason they don't have Marvel on there is because of them.
Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel. They don't have the rights to Marvel, so they can't put their own game on their own Pro Tour. Man,
Yeah.
the legality of all this stuff really fucks everything up, man.
I mean, supposedly it's something along the lines of like, Marvel wants money because it's like, well, the only reason people are going to these tournaments is because there's Marvel characters there. You know,
Even though they
like,
made the game and
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
competitive
right.
environment.
But people wouldn't have played that game if Wolverine wasn't in it.
Well, I mean, some people.
X-Men Days of Future Past, man. You know,
I
like,
mean, they have the right to their claim, I guess, but I mean, it's really hindering. I guess I
yeah.
don't know. Is it really hindering them?
What
If
happens?
Marvel?
Can Capcom just like fake it and do like Marvel versus Capcom and then change all the characters? Like instead of
Wolverine.
Wolverine, it's like
Hulk.
Wolverine. He has claws, like normal claws instead of metal claws.
I'm sure
Wow.
that'll
Can't they
go
just do
well.
that shit?
Yeah, it sounds like a Shano idea. That guy said they should make a sequel to the movie 7 and name it 9. That's got to be the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my life. It's about Homer's Odyssey, I guess, or some
What?
shit. I forgot what it's about. Anyway, point is, it's a bad idea, Ricky. Shitty idea. Anyway, so yeah. Moving on to the stuff that I think is really interesting that I wanted to talk about today is okay. So I don't know if you guys know, you Tekken fans out there, but Theater 10 who's also known as Deep Theater, has I guess I should introduce who this person is in case you don't know. There has been a legendary group of combo makers as well as bug or slash NADA finders called KYSG. And this group includes players like 538, Old KYSG, Theater 10, and oh man, I'm forgetting someone. Oh, Gook 11, and is there anyone else, Ricky?
Who'd you name already?
Whatever. Anyway, if I'm forgetting you, get over it. Anyway, so Theater 10 is a legend, and he's especially a legend for finding the weirdest, most unique stuff with the characters he uses. And he recently has come out with 2 videos that I think are very, very unique because things don't really get discovered for Tekken Tag 2. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Tekken as a series is not the type of game that when it's released, game-changing things aren't usually discovered. Tekken 6 came out, you kind of figured out what was really good, and then they patched it. BR came out, you kind of figured out what was really good, but there was nothing that really was unique that was discovered that was viable in tournament situations. So the first video I want to talk about he came out with, which is less substantial, is he found out that there are some bound moves in the game that if you tag buffer when you're not using a tag assault, so not during a combo, just against a standing opponent, if you tag buffer these, you will get additional tracking to potentially one or both sides that was not there if you did not tag buffer it. Which, if you know the game system, the game does not function that way. This is not something that is at least on the surface supposed to exist. That doesn't mean it wasn't intentional, and it doesn't mean that it's a bug, but one example of this is Ivory Cutter. So apparently, Nina's Ivory Cutter, if you do that move and tag buffer it, even though it's not in a combo, so technically there's no reason to tag buffer it, it gains tracking. Now, I thought that was interesting. I went through my characters and tried to find some with mine and could not find any. However, I've since seen a video of Jun having a bound move. It's an axe kick out of her stance. Allegedly, that gains tracking to the left side that it does not have prior. And someone sent me an email saying they found some shit with Haorang. So this is definitely a system-wide occurrence. Have you found any, Rip? It sounds like
Yeah.
you have. Okay.
I was testing it on stream just before I came on the show, actually, and it was so with Law, DSS2 for Marshall tracks to his left side when usually you wouldn't, and Forest 432 on delay, which is already super hard to step, and you can only step it left. Gains tracking to the left.
Only on delay?
Well, because you can't step it on non-delay anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically, though, it means that if you don't launch him for it and he's delaying it, you're not gonna be able to step it. It basically turns last into a homing move.
Yeah, see, this is definitely something that is worth exploring. I mean, this is a game
Mhm.
changer, right? I mean, it literally is changing
Yeah.
characters around.
And it's funny because after I found that out, I was playing matches online and I was just doing my regular playstyle. Like this wasn't in my head yet, but I did like Laws DSS2, and the guy stepped to the left, and I was like thinking like, God damn, if I just tag buffered, it would have hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's it's very important actually.
Yeah, this is something that is really interesting and was recently discovered. So I think everyone listening, it's a good idea to check out your characters and see what exists because, like Rip said, this is a serious deal. Have you found anything, Ricky, with your
I haven't
characters?
really tested it. I haven't really tested it, but I mean, they did list some moves in the video, like out. They only showed the Ivory Cutter, but then they talked about Jin's, the majority of Jin's bind moves having the property as well. So I'm sure there's a bunch of moves that could have it. It's just you have to test it out and check for yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
also.
Or
Go
and,
ahead,
and even
go
if
ahead.
it doesn't, just do it anyways. Maybe it will. Who knows?
yeah, that's the thing too. Like, because now that this is out, you don't know what you can't see, and what you don't test. You know, so somebody in the chat said, you know, is there a link that talks about tag buffering? All you have to do is just hit the tag button after it, as if you're trying to use it in a tag assault. You know, it's the exact same concept. So there's nothing special about it. You just hit the tag button after your bound move. But yeah, like another case where this is useful is like for law at the wall, which is what I knew before, but it wasn't about tracking. Is if you do forward 1+2 at the wall and you do while standing forward DSS2, that's a combo at the wall, but only if you tag it. If you don't tag it, you'll never get the DSS2 to hit. So it's one of those situations where it's at least making the hitbox larger vertically.
Oh.
Yeah, so only vertically larger in that case too. So it seems like the hitbox gets larger. And I was talking to Luke's Gamer in my chat earlier, and he said from everything he's tested, it seems like it's mainly gains tracking to the left. So I don't know.
Really?
That's what he has found so far, and that's for my stuff that I've tested. It's only worked that way as well.
You know,
So
now that I
applies
think
to only
about it,
those.
now that I think about it, every video that I've seen has been to the left too. Huh.
Could be.
Wow, so that means okay, so this game, the plot is thickening pretty hardcore for this game because the next video I'm going to talk about is really kind of bad news. So another video comes out. So we've concluded that, right? The tag buffering a bound move changes that move to the tag buffered version of that move. And that doesn't necessarily only change combo properties, it also changes other things. So he puts out another video, right? Nada 101. And in this video, he shows, I mean, I'll play it for you guys because it's kind of confusing, but
Yeah.
basically, let me see if this will work. Middle tier screen.
Yeah, I watched it while we were doing the intro, and it took a while to figure it all out.
Basically, what's going on here is he's selecting Lee Chaolon first and then Beck second for both teams. And this is producing results in tracking that are inconsistent. As in, first player side can or cannot do it based on how he does it. And it also depends on the character, which is first and second. So the example he's showing here, and he's showing the entire load screen, I think to kind of show I'm not manipulating this video with any kind of editing. So it starts out, and he shows you this setup. And it's obvious that the two-player side is able to sidewalk out of this situation. He's showing it with both characters here. So this is all intentional so that it's not, you know, obviously edited. Now, the same characters are unable to escape this scenario. So this, to me, is extremely bad news. Really bad news. So now the first player's side's second character is able to escape, while its first character was not. And they're the same characters as you're seeing, Lee and Lee. So now what he's doing is he's selecting Lee as the second character in the team. This changes the results. I guess you're gonna get to the point. I'll fast forward a little bit. But this changes the results here. Brings Lee back in, puts them in the same scenario, and now the two-player side cannot sidewalk out. So this is like terrible, terrible news. What the fuck does that mean?
It means that if you play Lee on your team, if you're on 1P, you gotta put that motherfucker second. If you're on 2P, put him first.
Well, okay, that's what
Really?
it.
Is that what it means?
Well, okay, what it means is, first of all, that's the first thing it means, that if you're playing Lee on your team and you're on one player side, you want him to be whatever, you get it, right? But what that means to me is that if something like your character being first or second can alter hitbox issues, this concept could be the very concept that makes this game feel kind of fucked up sometimes. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know how you see some shit and you're like, what the
I know.
fuck? Yeah, Rip knows. We all know. Tekken Tag 2, is rough sometimes. It's like, that really should have hit, right? So the thing that I concluded from this is that what if this could be happening with tons of characters and tons of moves and situations, and there could be no way to even figure it out? Like, I mean, you guys don't understand who KYSG Deep Theater is. If you knew who he was and the type of person he is, it would make you realize that it's going to be pretty fucking hard for normal humans to discover this kind of thing. This guy is like a machine. He's he's a robot, So for him to take this long, the game's been like out for a year and a half. For him to take this long to figure this out, it really is bad to me, because it makes me think, who knows what else is out there. This game is huge. There's 60 characters now? Who knows?
Just about.
And the possibilities, when you consider what character goes first and second, combined with 60 different characters to pair up, is like it becomes a little out of control. So, what does this mean to you guys as players of this game?
This bothers me right now because, like, you have those preset teams on the console or whatever, and when I set mine up, for whatever reason, I put Forest 1st. But whenever I play in tournament, I always put Marshall 1st. And I'm trying to think of where I get more pissed off, and honestly, I get way more pissed off online, and I don't know if that's because of it's online or because the hitboxes from Forest being first. I'm like, what if I just had to have Marshall first the whole time, and then I wouldn't get pissed off online? That's crazy.
Yeah,
Like
dude,
that.
you've only begun considering the possibilities, because not only is that for you, but the opponent as well could be okay. So basically, you spend all your time training against a move, right? You spend all this time. I know how to thread the needle on this motherfucker. But then it comes tournament time, and what the fuck? Oh, it turns out it's because Incognito picked Bob first. And when you pick Bob first, Brian's back one tracks to the left. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. You pick Bob first and Brian's back one tracks to the left. I really hope that this is isolated. I don't know that it's pretty hard to assume that it is. I don't know a lot about games. I don't know a lot about programming, but how could this be an isolated occurrence?
It's highly unlikely.
I agree.
The one thought I had was, is this only Lee and Beck? Like, did he show stuff with Beck that does it too?
It's not. It's Beck is like, just he picks it. I don't
Yeah.
even think Beck is relevant. It could be Lee and anyone, as far as I know, because the
then
way
what I'm wondering is, like, maybe I didn't watch the video fully complete and like decipher it, but could it be the 2P outfit of the character?
No, because the 2P outfit is on the 1P side the entire time. I think.
Okay.
Rewind it.
Okay.
That's what I haven't double checked. But I'm saying, if it's just the outfit hitbox that make it, then it's only going to matter in mirror matches. You know what I mean? So, because you don't get the
That's
2P
an
outfit.
interesting concept.
I don't know. That's what I haven't.
The 2P outfit is on the one player side right here.
Is it in the beginning too? Before when he picks Lee first?
Yeah, but wouldn't it just matter what controller he's plugged into? Like, one player
No.
can be on the two-player side.
It would just be.
Or what?
No, it would just be whether the outfit's messed up or not. You know what I mean?
Basically, the purple one's on the left side every time in this video.
Okay. I think that means it's not the outfit then.
I don't think the outfit has anything to do with it.
The factors are, I mean, the possibilities are wild if you think about it, because this is also just this one move. So, I mean, think about all the different moves out there. The thing that's unsettling to me is, something in your mind. This is like, I know this is fucking mid. I know this is tracks this way. And when it happens in a tournament and you're just like, what? I can't believe it, What if this could be an explanation to all those I can't believe it situations?
Last night, I was playing Kyle, and he did King's back one, and I hop kicked. And it was one of those cases where it looked like the back one should have hit me, And I said, what the F, because my hop kick hit him. I was shocked at my hop kick, and I was like, and now I'm thinking like he should have picked King second, whatever, like maybe that would have fixed it for him. That's not hilarious, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, it is hilarious. I mean, it's
Yeah,
fucked up. It's
yeah.
it's crazy because it adds so much. The first thing that comes to mind is when Jimmy J Tran said, "I've seen everything in this game." You remember him saying that? He hasn't seen this shit. I wonder. Ah, man, the questions are out of control that arise from seeing this video and understanding the concept. I don't know if he's gonna look into this further, but I'll tell you this: Deep Theater is the type of guy that once he finds something like this, he digs hard
Yep.
until he figures out how to do the weird shit. So hopefully, not only will he, proceed with his experimentation and try to figure out, what this is all about, but I also, of course, as usual, man, this chat's so fucked up lately. I don't know how to fix this. Anyway, I hope the other testers out there, because there's a lot of really scientific method types of players out there in the scene, and hopefully they all check it out, and maybe we can all figure this out. Maybe it is just a Lee situation. Maybe it's a game breaking situation. It's possible. Who knows? It's something that needs more testing. But I can definitely tell you that this is the type of thing that could explain some of the bullshit, like things going through things and things, the way something's supposed to work, and just somehow it doesn't work. I don't know. This could be something worth looking at. If you guys don't have anything to add, we can start considering who we're gonna call a bitch.
Well, I just want to know, like, do you guys think like this is like a game changer in any way? Like, because I mean, we've been playing this game for so long now, we didn't really know about it. Like, is it gonna change much in terms of competitiveness or anything like that? Like,
That's a good
to me,
question.
it's unless we find something like, because this is the only example we have. We don't know whether or not if this is just an isolated incident or if
Right.
there's many more. Which I'm leaning towards it being many more. So
Yeah.
it's like it could be game breaking if someone finds it, but do you think like it will be? Because I'm kind of leaning. I really don't think it's gonna be a big deal, to be honest.
Okay.
But who knows?
That is a great question that you brought up.
Yeah.
Rick, what do you think?
I think it's going to make a lot of people stronger, like unnecessarily. Like it's not the way I expected the character to be stronger. Like just going back a step, even away from this, back to the tag buffering your bound moves
Yeah.
thing. Like that makes my character stronger already. It makes me a better player already because now I have homing moves that weren't homing before. You know what I mean? Like stuff that's part of my normal options is now a homing move.
Yeah.
This other thing is also similar. Like now
Mhm.
this becomes a tracking move in this situation or something where it didn't before. I have these new setups now because I switched my character order. It's like you're gonna have to expect that. And I mean, at a competitive level, me personally, I did not give enough of a shit to try that hard. Like, okay, wait, his Lee's on 2P, so now when he does this, I won't be able to step it. You know what I mean? Or anything like that. Like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go that. I'm just gonna personally be like, I'm just gonna play safer. I'm gonna look for more counter hit fours or some shit. Like I don't know. Like play more linear, I guess. Which is how I generally play this game now anyway. So yeah, for me, I don't think it'll be too crazy, but it's definitely going to make a lot of characters stronger than expected, or teams stronger than expected, I guess.
Well, when it comes down to game design, I've always hated 1P, 2P stuff. I think that's lame. If it forces the players to have to rock, paper, scissors for advantage on side choice, I don't like that. Whether or not this will be game breaking, if it's going to be something that's it changes the game for high level players, I think that's to be determined. It really does depend on how deep it goes, because if we just take what we know now, how does this change the game? So doesn't this only mean that if you're on one player side, you should play Lee first? If you're on two player side, you should play him second? Is that what we can conclude from this?
I think it's the opposite, but
Or whatever, basically.
Right.
Okay, so
from this video, yeah, that's all we can really conclude, because he gets better tracking from his back four apparently when his Lee is either secondary on one side or first on the other.
I mean,
That's
think about it, man. I haven't talked to anyone. Like, I would go to Jimmy with something like this. I would go to him because I'm sure he's already on testing it. But I haven't asked the details. But if a move like back four, which is super good already, that's a really key move for Lee. Really good move. If that gains tracking to both sides, which is what it looks like in the video, that really not only does it buff Lee, but it also fucks with people's preparation for Lee because it's no longer just about whether or not you practice in practice mode or play against a Lee. It's now I play against a Lee that knows about this or I play against a Lee that doesn't know about this, which can dictate whether or not you can sidestep something, which is a huge deal in this game, especially at a very high level. Another concept to consider is this even a console only problem? Does this work in arcades? Is this something that Japan's scene or Korea's scene is going to give a shit about? What about, will this affect in the future them playing on console? Because, what if there is a large amount of moves that get altered based on order and side? That could change defensive. Like, James is going to have to get a whole new set of note cards.
James is gonna get worse and worse in this game because his brain's gonna be calculating more and more possibilities.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the possibilities, just because of this concept being introduced, to me, are like staggering. They're shocking. What could be out there. So I guess at this point, it's nice to know that the idea is there, the spark is there, and there's something to look for. I think people will start looking for this. I think people will consider their order and during their testing because of this. So that's a good thing. I just really hope that people report their findings. And I always have been this way. Like, if you have access to capture equipment and you find something, share it. That's what you have to do. The more Tekken related content that there is out there, even if you're stupid and you suck and you're not funny, just do it and put it out there. More is better when it comes to this type of thing. And there's a lot of people out there. So do your best. Even if you don't have capture equipment, post all of your findings and share it, because we got to figure this out. This is one of those things that I think the community should come together and figure out. It's our game. We love it. We play it. So we have to figure the game out. That's how I look at it. I'm intrigued. I'm going to do some testing. And I recommend everyone else does, because this could be a big deal. I wanted to bring that to everyone's attention because that literally was the most interesting game-related thing that has come out since the game has come out. I can't even remember anything being close to this. I remember when sandwich combos were discovered. That was in the arcade. I remember when Harang's Killing Hawk combos were discovered. They patched that out. That was in arcade. Other than that, nothing has changed for Tekken Tag 2 other than the things that Namco directly has changed, like scaling changes or, whatever, the different changes were solo mode and all that. So I found this to be extremely interesting news, and that's the reason why I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just thinking, like, the last time there was like something like this that mattered, I feel like it's not even like this, but I was thinking the closest thing I can think of is Nina in 5.0, with the jump cancel on forward one. You know what I mean? Like, jump cancel was still in the game, and it made that move so ridiculous. That character got like almost broken after that. Or I guess some people would say she was broken in that game, because of that move alone changing or being so much better than it was intended to be. So it's a little scary to think of what else could be out there. So like Eric said, post up what you find, because you might find something good.
Yeah, something really good. I mean, potentially. I mean, this guy's, he's pretty solid when it comes to English, but it's not his first language. So
Yeah.
there could be other aspects to this discovery that were not clearly, translated over this video. So I don't know. It could be a big deal. I mean, does that mean this move is a fucking homing move? Does that mean you can't sidestep it? I mean, why did he do that down forward 4 into it?
Yeah. Don't know.
You have anything to add to that, Ricky?
Nope. I mean, it's I'm just like trying to play like characters in my head, thinking like, what can I make track? How would I make it track?
But I mean, is there any particular reason why he would show down forward 4 into back 4 in that video? Why not just a jab into back 4?
Maybe it's the frames.
Number of frames.
So it's
maybe that move is a 0 on block.
I doubt it is. But I
You
don't
know,
know.
I mean,
Speaking of which, well, not speaking of which, but Ricky, your camera is fucked up. I don't know what you
It's
did.
hilarious because I didn't even notice that his mouth wasn't moving. I just thought
I did that on purpose, dude. I don't know what
Damn.
the
All
happened.
right.
Do I have to reload
Ricky doesn't
this?
have his scroll down anymore.
Oh God.
Don't. I turned it off. I turned it back on. Is it working now?
It's loading
It's
at least.
loading.
Whatever. Fuck it. We don't need
Yeah.
my face.
That's
true.
for sure. Anyway, I just I don't know what to think about this.
Yeah,
'Cause
I mean, it depends what happens with it. It's scary. I'll give it that much.
the idea that it could explain the whole,
Yeah,
Tekken Tag 2, if this
that-
could explain that, which of all the candidates, this is the one that could
Yeah.
explain that, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's so crazy because it makes me wonder. Like, does that mean like the hitbox is slightly off the character model on the? Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even want to think about it too much. But I'm like, it just makes me wonder if that's why things get so crazy in this game.
yeah, I was talking to Charles about it before the show, and he was saying that, it could involve the idea that they're using the same basic Tekken 6 system, and they're loosening it up and adding so much to it that things are leaking through the cracks. Like the order of your character could have not even been in their QA team's mind when testing the game.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, this game came out. When did it come out?
Is Ricky still there?
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
here.
know. I'm just saying, did the game it come out 2 years ago now? I forget how long it's been out.
I don't remember.
But I mean, it took the community this long to even notice it. So I mean, you can't expect any QA team to figure it out that fast anyway.
Yeah, true.
That's what I was
That's
going to.
true. But I mean, the perhaps the reason why it took us so long is because of the obscurity of the problem. I mean, the order of your team changing the tracking of your moves is so hard to even. That's what I'm saying. The point here is that KYSG is a robot. I mean, he's really one of the only people out there that I could, or him or that guy Noodles, who I don't even think is around anymore. Is he even around? I haven't heard from him in forever.
Or you'd have to probably be on Tekken 10 bots.
Yeah,
to
I
hear
guess
about
so. I don't know. But definitely stuff that needs to be tested. Anyway, you guys got any bitch action going on?
I'm gonna call Gallo a bitch
Oh,
because he was
yeah.
so annoying last night. And not only is he just so annoyingly and loud, and I don't even know what the other words are to describe
it.
that.
Annoyingly and loud.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up, Rick. You have a face. You do have a face. Damn it. Anyway,
I like that you came back just to laugh at him for that moment. It's like, let me turn my camera on to talk shit.
yeah, but I mean, he doesn't even play the game on console. You know, and he cries and bitches about it so much. You know, he said he's going to Evo. You know, I don't know. He's a really big bitch. That's all. He should be playing the game, console or not.
Well, he hated the game from the beginning, so
He still supposedly plays in the arcade though.
he does play
Yeah.
a lot in the
Yeah,
arcade.
and he
I mean,
comes to Wednesday fights and he just bees loud and obnoxious.
mhm.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, if
I'm gonna go right
Runner
now.
Black wasn't there, then he wouldn't be as loud and obnoxious.
Dude, I had to give him the stink eye yesterday when I was playing Running Black. I promise you, I lost 2 rounds because of Galo. Guaranteed. He knows it too because I looked at him after the second time I made a mistake because of him. I looked at him and he stopped yelling because he knew I gave him the daggers because man, he knew it. He yelled and I fucked up and I usually don't care about that, but dude, he's really trying hard. No one would behave that way, He's
Yeah.
really being a bitch, So he's a bitch. I agree with you, man. I like the guy. He's all right. He's been around for a while
Yeah.
and we've played a lot. But man, what a piece of shit. What is he even doing? He's not entering the tournament. He's fucking going over there with a Julia shirt on and his hair done like Julia's. I mean, you're the king of fucking bitches. Regular bitches go to him for advice. He's the king. He is the king. What the fuck? You're not going to enter the tournament? At least enter if you're going to talk shit like that. King. We should have a pussy calling section for that. But hey, definitely, I agree with you. Galo, come on, man. Enter the tournament if you're going to fucking bark my ear off at least. Anyway, Ricky, who's a bitch?
Just Stream James, Rip, and I guess kind of Vietnam Tom. Well, actually,
Hell,
no.
Vietnam Tom.
Well,
It's
no,
Vietnam Tom. Definitely.
Okay, yeah. Vietnam Tom as well. Mainly because, all right, Rip is a bitch. Well, the least amount of bitch out of all three of them because he won the tournament. And
Yep.
but man, at least win, sweep him if you're gonna do it like that. Dude. Don't fucking let him win 4 games. Oh god, son of a bitch. All right, then James for being the worst fucking grand finals player I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
How can this dude ever get to grand finals and then just suck it up and lose every
He's
single
playing
goddamn
really
time?
good.
You came
He
back
was
from losers.
fantastic.
You came back
That
from
guy, that guy,
losers,
that guy,
and you never
that guy,
play.
I
that guy
outplayed him.
jerks off all the time in losers, reset because he loves Tekken so much that he doesn't want to win fast enough. He just wants to win slow. It's like
He
he's like,
didn't win at all.
yeah, exactly. That's the reason why he's also a bitch because he's not winning. If you're gonna at least fuck around and lose 3-0, please. Just don't fuck around and win 2 games. Son of a bitch.
What?
And the Vietnam Tom's a bitch because he made top 8 3 out of 5, which is it's no not a Wednesday night fights. Please God, not a
Dude,
Wednesday night
you
fights.
guys should be
Also,
sucking
he
my
beat me
dick.
2 weeks.
He wanted to do the whole tournament 3 out of 5. I convinced him to only do top 8 3 out of 5. You can't start a tournament at 10 p.m. do 3 out of 5 even for just top 8 and expect it to end before 3 a.m. So yeah, he it's not like he disagrees though. Let's make
Right.
that clear.
Yeah.
Vietnam Tom realized at the end of the evening that that's a bad idea. He himself got fucked over because he had to go to work in like 3
Yeah.
hours too. So, lessons learned. But regardless of all that, the internet got a treat because, they got to see more matches and a longer stream.
Yeah.
So,
Plus 11,000 bots got to watch.
oh yeah, for a while, a shitload of people, bots were in there. It made it to the front page of Twitch. So hopefully he got some exposure with that because, it's a
Yep.
lot of work. Brings his laptop out. So again, I say it almost every week on the show, but if you guys are interested in watching more Tekken, Wednesday Night Fights, Vietnam Tom streams the Wednesday Night Fights tournament in its entirety with his laptop on his channel, which is twitch.tv/SoCalTekken. Yesterday, Ricky, Rip, myself, and there's often others on the microphone. He only has one, and it's summertime now, so we're gonna have to do the Bob Barker with it because man, after Ricksta used it and I put those motherfuckers on my head, it was gross. They were retaining like 2 gallons of water in each cup. It was fucked up, dude. So
You should have squeezed it
Yeah,
on your
I
head
know.
like this
Oh
and just
my-
let the water drip on your
Ew.
head.
it just makes my hair wet and shit. Ugh. Fucked up, dude.
Gross.
But anyway, the solution is we do the Bob Barker, so that's cool. And either way, you guys get commentary and you guys get matches, and it's cool. Overall, I think it's cool. The 3 out of 5 things got to go. I agree.
One more thing about the 3 out of 5 thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Evo's the next big tournaments everyone's going to, and it's going to be 2 out of 3. So let's practice for what's coming up.
I
Like
completely
after that,
agree.
it's 3 out of 5, then we'll go 3 out of 5.
I completely agree. And I still think even after that we shouldn't go 3 out of 5 though, because if the tournament's
Yeah,
gonna
I
start that
agree.
late, dude, a 17-man tournament took longer than God knows how many fucking people entered Street Fighter. 50
Yeah.
people. We were there after Street Fighter. They had 50 fucking entrants. We had 17.
They had
yeah.
like triple our entries.
Yeah,
up,
that's
basically, right?
retarded. That's just ridiculous. So it's just not doable logistically. And this is kind of a glimpse into why some tournaments don't do 3 out of 5 in the first place because it really takes a shitload of time. So yeah, everyone we just mentioned has at least some degree of bitch level involved in their name. The thing that Ricky said about James sucking in grand finals, man. I don't know if it's because he really truly does love Tekken so much that he wants to play it more, but if that's true, I question his retardation levels.
What?
I mean, what the fuck? Are you serious? If that's true, I'm not saying it's true.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But if, let's say, Ricky is right, and James literally doesn't try so hard to give his opponent the opportunity to reset so he can play more Tekken, it's a very viable, knowing James, it's a very viable hypothesis. And let me tell you, if that's true, James is, I can't insult him enough. Jesus. Ugh.
That was awesome. You know
Yeah,
what's
you know,
really
like-
funny? No, sorry. You go first.
No, I was just saying I wouldn't be. James wouldn't have been my bitch if. Why is your Skype window open? James wouldn't have been a bitch if it wasn't like if he would have lost 6-0, or if he would
Yeah,
have just
but that
beat
would
me
not
3-0.
be, that's the point.
And if it wasn't 3 a.m. in the morning, Other than that, like I had no problems with him. I was like, my goal was to never call him a bitch on this show ever.
Yeah, you're
'Cause
always
I
the
felt
one
like
calling out. Yeah,
no, Rips called him a bitch
but
before
you're
too.
always
But
calling Rip out for
yeah,
calling
well,
him a
calling
bitch
James
every
a bitch.
time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But because like God, he's a bitch. God, I'm so tired right now. I want to go to bed.
Dude. But what I was saying was, dude, like when I was playing that grand finals with him, I there was a point when James mode turned on. It was after the reset, and like he just started doing the DSS twos with Law, and I'm thinking like I had heard about the tag buffering thing. I was like, he's just doing tag buffer DSS twos in the open because he wants to hit me tracking. Why? Like he was just doing them like in the open. I was like, are you trying to show me this like in the middle of our grand final set? Like
Oh,
what are
so
you
he
doing?
knew about that yesterday, huh?
Well, yeah, yeah. And so, but I mean, it was just so funny because like he did it 3 times in the open. I'm like, there's no reason to use that move in the open. First of all,
Yeah,
like
of
it was at
course.
the range we were at, like range 2 or something. I'm like, what is he doing? And then I realized like, oh, he's in James mode. We got
Yeah,
this.
dude, that's how he always does it,
Yeah.
man. He forces something until it works just because he likes it. You
Mhm.
know, man. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't mind. I was having fun. It was late, and I started to taste blood in my mouth. But other than that, it wasn't that big of a deal. Just a little bit of strain on the old voice. Nothing that some cigarettes can't solve. But anyway, yeah, Galo. I didn't know who I was gonna call a bitch, but the moment you mentioned his name, and I remembered that bullshit from yesterday, Cynic is so right about Galo. He is just like one of those crazy, like the apocalypse is coming, homeless people on the street that just yell, "Oh, it's the end of the world!" He's like one of those nut jobs. I don't know and now he's doing his hair like Julia.
Dead hair.
He
That hair.
had. Oh man, I don't even want. He's starting to look like Julia. You know. Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, you guys go ahead, plug your shit.
Level up your game.
That's it.
I'm getting lazier every week.
Yeah, I've
It's
noticed.
YouTube. Oh no,
Uh,
that one actually. Ling Massacre
Yeah.
did morning bread and butter with Ling last Friday. I forgot it was last Friday, so I haven't talked about it yet. So it's a pretty good episode. It's on the YouTube channel now, youtube.com/level up your game.
I can't help but call you out because last week you were like, it's a hard character, and we're gonna do one on a hard character, and you didn't say who it was, and then you
Right?
did one on Ling, who is one of the easiest characters
It's
because
not easy.
she is so fucking easy.
If
Because
you
go ahead.
okay. No. I was gonna say like I hella underestimated how difficult her stance transitions are to execute. Like if you really want to maximize your spacing with her.
That character's hella easy, man. That character's hella fucking easy.
No.
you see
Yeah,
all the
it
players
is.
that are like playing her that are good. I mean,
Who?
Princess Ling. You know that guy has no skills. Jay Chansha. You know that guy has no skills.
The reason I say she's easy is because she's one of the characters that has the get out of jail.
No.
I mean, what do you mean? No, you can defend
jail, dude.
against like 60% of all moves with that thing.
Nah. You can hop AOP now. We
Okay.
covered that in the episode.
Yeah, that's good for you, but what about people that use everything else other than the one thing that you use?
Oh, that's a good call out. But basically, you got to find your option, man. And
That's
then
not
she
my
doesn't
point.
chill
My
out.
point is she's an easy character. She's not a hard character, especially in this game. I mean, I'm calling you out for saying she's a hard
She's
character.
not easy. She's not easy. Compared to Paul or Elisa, she is not easy.
Compared to Paul or Elisa?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I could think of a shitload of characters that are really hard, like Eni Mishima or fucking even Steve or
We already did those characters.
yeah, but I know that, but that's not
Okay,
the
tell me
point.
what hard character have I not done?
That's not the point either. When you're not
Dude.
last week you were like, I'm not gonna tell anyone who it is, but I'll give you this hint, which is not true. It is a hard character. That's what I'm calling you out on. That part. That's the part. You're being a bitch by not saying who it is, and then you're giving us the runaround by saying it's a hard character. So we start thinking about what hard character could it be, and it's this character.
You got trolled.
And then you brought Link Massacre on, who hasn't done anything since Evolution 2008.
Yeah.
He's good, all right? right? He's a good
Actually, I haven't even seen him play this game. I don't think I've never seen him play this game, to be honest. I don't know, like, what he's doing.
I'm gonna have Duck Doe on to do a tutorial for Michelle Chang. I'm gonna have Duck Doe on. You know, that's gonna be a cool
Yo,
tutorial.
no joke. I considered getting Tom Hilfiger to come do Nina.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a Kuma tutorial with MIC. How's that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have MIC on.
Just get Wizard, dude.
Yeah, Wizard will do Nina for me.
Yeah.
I'll get Wizard on. He'll do Nina.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a hard character. Definitely. Anyway.
Follow me on Twitter.